Airshow Sports here with Seniesa Estrada ahead of her big fight against Marlen Esparza November 2nd on the undercard of Canelo versus Kovalev. Seniesa, first of all, how does it feel to now be scheduled to fight someone who you have been compared with for such a long time?
Oh, it feels great. Glad I'm able to give the fans the fight that they want to see. I know all boxing fans want to see this fight. It's one of the biggest fights in women's boxing. And yeah, I'm just glad I can finally do what I need to in order to prove that I'm better than Esparza and that, that you can do the talking in the ring.
You know, this is a big fight in women's boxing, but also within the Latin community, within the Latina community. Can you talk about that aspect of the fight?
Yeah, it's a huge fight. I mean, we're both Mexican Americans, so we both have, of course, the Latino community supporting us, so that's huge. And especially being on a card with Canelo, where it's a very, very culturalized event.
Yeah.
And it's huge because Brian Garcia is also Mexican American. So, yeah, it's great to be able to represent where we're from.
Good deal. Next question is, how heated do you believe this fight will be, and how will emotions play into the outcome of the fight against Marlen?
I feel emotions is definitely one thing that's going to play a huge role in the fight, just because I'm very mentally strong, and for the past 2 years, I've been dealing with her talking trash about me and constantly saying negative stuff about me in interviews and on social media, and I hardly say anything, and I hardly respond back, and that just shows how I'm able to control my emotions. And Esparza has a hard time controlling her emotions because you could see it in her voice, in her facial expressions, in her interviews. So you could see it during her fights, the way she interacts with her corner, the way she reacts when she's tired. All of her emotions are all over her face, and she's just very easy to read and very easy to get. It's very easy to get in her head. I don't even try to get in her head, but I'm obviously always in her head. So emotions are going to play a huge factor in the fight, and I'm very good at controlling my emotions and controlling myself in the ring. So I think that's going to be a huge advantage for me.
Now, you did bring up the fact that she has been negative. She said negative things towards you in interviews and social media. I spoke to her yesterday, and she claims that you were reluctant to take the fight. What do you have to say to that?
Oh no, that's a lie for sure. I accepted the fight 2 months ago, and there's she doesn't know that, and there's things that she doesn't know, and I can't say because I gave my word that I wouldn't talk about it. I was the one who suggested that I wanted to go 3-minute rounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been ready. I wasn't the one who didn't want to take the fight. We were waiting for her to sign her contract. We had to wait till the end of September because she didn't want to sign it because she wanted to be the A side. And Golden Boy was like, well, Seniesa's obviously the A side. Mm-hmm. Her and her manager were crying about it. She says I was crying about it, but I was the A side from the beginning. Then she wanted to be the A side, so we had to wait for her to agree to be the B side. So finally, I told Golden Boy, and in front of her manager, I was like, I'm obviously the A side. Like, either accept the fact that you're the B side, or we'll move on and we'll fight somebody else.
Yeah.
Because if that's going to stop you from taking the fight, then that's kind of ridiculous. So they had 24 hours to give an answer. So finally, they said, okay, we'll accept the fight.
Interesting, very interesting.
And I was actually supposed to fight her September 14th, but she said she didn't want to come to LA to fight me because we were supposed to fight at the StubHub. And she didn't want to fight me in LA because she didn't want to come here and fight me because she said I have a lot of support in LA, and she didn't want to deal with all that.
From my understanding, you are the A side in this fight, but the fight is taking place at 112, correct?
Yes, it is.
What are some of the skills you have identified in Marlen, and where do you feel you could take advantage of her?
Yeah, the fight's at 112, and I had to move up to make the fight happen because she wouldn't come. She wouldn't come down to 108. She won't even make 110. So me moving up was the only way to make the fight happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Esparza is very one-dimensional. So I'm doing a lot of things in training camp, things that I haven't shown in my previous fights that people will be able to see, especially with 3-minute rounds and 10 rounds. I have so many tricks up my sleeve and so many things that I'm working on. And I feel like Marlen just won't be able to stop and figure me out.
Wow, Seniesa, so from hearing from what you're saying and speaking to her, both of y'all are very confident going into this fight, so this should make for an epic fight. Is this a situation where fight fans see this fight, it's entertaining and fan-friendly, and we could potentially leave this fight having more respect for both fighters at the end of this fight, or do you really feel like this will be a one-sided fight?
I mean, anything can happen in a fight, but at the same time, I'm not leaving it in the judge's hands, or I'm not going in there expecting it to be a close fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there won't be a trilogy. I feel like it'll just be one fight, and it'll be a clear win.
When it gets to the later rounds and both of y'all are going to have to start mixing it up, that's where I want to see what's going to happen. What do you feel is going to be the key to this fight?
Yeah, I feel like my footwork and my defense are definitely something that's going to give me the advantage. But also, like, my last 5 fights have been by TKO and KO, and I feel like I'm just getting stronger and faster and just better every fight. And I've had a great training camp. I've sparred over 115 rounds this training camp, and I just feel great. I feel like like you said, in the later rounds, I feel like that's when she's going to start wearing down. And once I start wearing her down, work the inside, especially in the later rounds. And if the fight ends sooner than the 10th round, then that's great. But I'm just going to go in there and stick to my game plan and do what I can to put the game plan intact from the first round to the last.
I can't wait for this fight. I'm so pumped because it's been talked about for a couple years now. And last thing, Seniesa, what does a win do for your career at this point?
It's going to be a huge win for sure, of course. And I feel like there's just so many other fighters out there that I want to fight, and I want world titles. I know we're fighting for an interim title. I don't want interim titles. I don't want minor belts. I want major world titles, and I want fights at 105, 108, and I'll have the WBA title at 112 after this fight. So if the fight is right, of course, fighting at 112, the girls will be a lot bigger and heavier than me. But at the same time, like, I like challenges, and I feel like I could defeat girls at 112 pounds too. So if the fight is right, I'll also fight at 112.
Definitely, Seniesa, you got to believe that your skill set should be able to get it done in all those weight classes, given your quickness and your abilities. Your skills should translate to all those divisions you mentioned. Once again, I want to say thank you for taking time to give us some perspective on this fight, Seniesa, leading up to your mega bout against Marlen. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime. Thank you so much.